All right, guys. So I just watched Well, I didn't just watch it. I watched it yesterday, but I'm recording the review right now. Doesn't matter. I watched Agatha All Along, episode 7. So apparently there are 9 episodes in the season, but they're actually putting out the last 2 at the same time on October 30th, which is kind of an interesting release strategy. Actually, I don't think Marvel's ever done that where they have a 2 episode series finale. I actually like that because, these Disney Plus shows, they have shorter episodes. And I feel like releasing 2 at the end of the season actually makes it feel like a grander event for a season finale. We get a decent runtime for one of these episodes. If we take 2 of them as one, I mean. So I don't know. That's actually kind of cool. I like that. Anyways, this episode 7, was pretty good. So it's very much a Lilia-centric episode. We kind of learn a bit more about her backstory. We sort of learn more about her abilities, and it really puts into context this series. And I really like it when shows do things like this, when you get a little bit of a reveal, a little bit of a, whoa, I didn't see that coming, whoa. And then it makes you sort of rethink everything, right? Like I actually before the last 2 episodes next week, I think I actually want to rewatch this entire series just so that I can actually pay more attention to stuff that Lilia is doing, to see if I can pick up on some more stuff. So I don't know. So I really like this traveling back through the time, back through the episodes, revealing how all of her little outbursts are just her living in her consciousness, living in different times of her life. That whole concept is just super interesting. And by the way, actually shout out to a lot of the fans, because I had no idea any of this was coming, right? But I actually saw a bunch of fans being like, oh shit, Lily is saying things, telling Alicia, right, I think is her name, not to save Agatha. She randomly says that in one of the episodes. And then I remember when Agatha died, I saw on Twitter a bunch of people were pointing that out, and I was like, oh yeah, that's interesting. But yeah, I didn't realize that we were just going to get this entire episode of just really diving deep into it. So I think the way that they've handled this is actually pretty cool. This episode also just touches on a couple of interesting stuff. They kind of wink wink nudge nudge to the audience by asking the questions of is Wanda actually dead? And Agatha's yes, she is, or is she? So Marvel is very clearly trying to mess with the audience of oh, is Wanda actually dead or not? And I mean, let's be real, she's a popular character. They're probably going to bring her back at some point. Are they going to bring her back in this show? I don't know, maybe not, but I do think that in Secret Wars there'll probably be a different version of Wanda that either helps or hinders whoever characters we're following. So I don't know. I'm honestly not sure if Wanda's actually dead or not. But that's one of those things that I could see going either way. Another cool part about this is all the costumes, right? So we got a whole bunch of Wizard of Oz stuff with Agatha dressed up as the witch, I believe. The kid is dressed up as Maleficent. And then Lilia, she was dressed up as, is she the queen from Wizard of Oz? Is this the lady that Ariana Grande is playing? I think, I don't know, in Wicked. And then what was, oh god, I don't remember her name, but the bald lady. What, she was dressed up as I want to say the evil queen from Snow White, right? I feel like that's what that was. I don't know. They also keep on continuing sort of touching on the question of whether or not the teen is Billy, right? Wanda's kid, or William, the body that they took over. It seems like the way that they're talking about it, I think it's safe to say that this person is a combination of Billy and William, right? I feel like that makes sense. At least that's where I'm leaning at the moment. But we'll see where that goes. But they keep on asking a bunch of questions that are oh, intrigue. Oh, what is real or what is fake? You know what I mean? And then I would say the biggest reveal of this episode is probably Aubrey Plaza being revealed as Death. Now, I'm not too familiar with comic books and stuff like that, but I believe that Death in the comics is like an actual character. Like, she just is a character called Death. I don't know if she's necessarily a god or whatnot, but I do know that, and this is something that I've heard. Again, I haven't read these comic books, but in the original Infinity War like saga, Thanos' motivation was not like this, you know, I was going to say altruistic, but it's really altruistic thing like in the movies where he's like, oh, we don't have enough resources, so we're going to kill half the universe so that the rest of the universe, so that the people that are left over can, you know, live lives with plentiful resources and whatnot. Like, it wasn't that whole thing. It was literally just, I think Death is hot, so I'm going to kill half the universe in order to, you know, like to impress her. I think that was literally Thanos's his motivation in the comics. And you know what, Thanos, I get it. You know what I mean? Although I will say this screenshot that I took is really fucking dark, so my bad. My bad on that. I don't even know if it's coming through well for you guys. Also, there's a fly somewhere around here. It's buzzing around. It's annoying me. I'm gonna push past it for the sake of this of this review. Also, it seems like the Salem 7 just got unalived easily, like maybe too easily. Which I don't know that I really like that. Although I will say, on the one hand, I gotta say this actually. Whereas WandaVision, I actually thought was kind of a cool show throughout the whole thing. I mean, sorry, I liked WandaVision all throughout, but one of the things that I especially liked about it at first is that it wasn't your generic Marvel thing where, you know, there's a portal in the sky and there's big CGI fights and whatnot. I like that it was this very like character driven, like weird, wacky, psychological deep dive into Wanda's grief and whatnot. And then you get to the end of the season and she's fucking flying around throwing CGI magic blobs at Agatha, and Vision are fighting each other and whatnot. And it was like, okay, it's a Marvel thing. It turned into a generic Marvel thing at the end. It kind of feels like this show might not be doing that, especially considering the fact that they just killed the Salem 7. And there isn't going to be a big CGI fight where the witches have to fight the Salem 7. Now, there still might be a big CGI fight with Aubrey Plaza's character, Death. I mean, that is very possible. I wouldn't even be shocked if there's like a big CGI fight with Agatha and Billy and or William. Although they could be called Billy for short. Like I wouldn't be shocked at that, but I actually did find it kind of interesting that they just killed off the Salem 7. But I don't know. And also, I gotta say, like, I'm not gonna say that this is the best Marvel show or the one that I've enjoyed the most. I think I would still have to give that to, MCU show. I think I would still have to give that to Daredevil. Actually, hold on. Okay, MCU show produced by Marvel Studios. I think I would have to give that crown at this point to, I think, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Like, but the thing is that even with a lot of the shows that I really like WandaVision, like Falcon and the Winter Soldier, like Miss Marvel, they do have some pretty glaring issues. I still enjoy those shows more than Agatha, but I think Agatha has actually been the most consistently good. Like, there really haven't been episodes of Agatha where I've been like, oh, God, they can't believe this is happening, or, oh, my God, this is really stupid, or, oh, what are you doing here? And I did kind of have those things with WandaVision, with Falcon and the Winter Soldier, with Miss Marvel, as much as I really do enjoy those shows. Also, to be clear, the best MCU show is Daredevil, but that's like they didn't make it, so I'm not including it as in it, even though it is still MCU now that they've officially confirmed it or whatnot. So yeah, man, I really enjoyed this episode. The showrunner, like some of the producers, have actually come out and said that, by the way, just to be clear, the deaths in our show are permanent. So they're saying that Lilia is not coming back. They're saying that Alicia is not coming back. That's the Asian lady. Or the other lady from that was died in like the second episode. That 70s show, the mom from that 70s show. They're saying she's not coming back. Although I'll be honest, I don't know that I necessarily buy. Well, here's the thing about Lilia. We technically didn't see her die, and that's the only reason why I don't believe them about Lilia, is that we didn't see her die. So the next episode might start and she's like getting out of the being impaled situation. But she might also be dead. So we'll see. Either way, I'm enjoying the show. I'm looking forward to seeing more of Aubrey Plaza's character. I'm looking forward to see like how Wiccan and Agatha end up. You know, their whole thing is strained. We still have the bald lady. Like, she's still at play as well. So I'm liking the show so far. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.